Hi, I'm Win,
And I'm Gibdi.
and today we're talking about Disney princes and princesses. We came up with a list of all the Disney movies, including Pixar. We have done a little math to start with, and we determined that Gibdi here has seen 87.5% of all Disney animated movies, and I've only seen 85.9%, which shocks me somehow. You've seen the older movies like Three Caballeros and Fun and Fancy Free,
Melody Time.
and keep in mind we're only talking about fully animated Disney features, so this doesn't include the live action movies.
No Pete's Dragon.
No Pete's Dragon, because that's partially live action and partially animated.
It's a good movie though.
So we're going to talk about Disney princesses and princes, right?
Yes.
Or significant men in the lives of princesses.
Significant men and women in the lives of people.
We decided we're going to define it by
if they're a princess at the end of the film.
Right.
By the end of the film, if they are a prince or a princess, then it counts as Disney royalty.
Exactly.
Also, there are the cultural differences, whereas, like, for instance, in Pocahontas...
We're calling her Pocahontas?
I call her Pocahontas.
Because we don't know how to spell.
And, for example, Pocahontas isn't technically a princess, but she's the daughter of a chief, which would have been the equivalent to a king in a medieval society. Or a monarchy.
Monarchy.
And so technically she is as a princess. And same with kind of Meg, even though Hercules wasn't technically a prince, he was the son of the king of the gods, so that kind of made him the prince. And then when Meg got together with him, she became a princess, even though they weren't married in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
She counts.
She counts.
She just counts.
Besides, Meg is sassy and we like her.
Princesses?
Let's talk about our favorite Disney princesses.
Our favorite Disney princesses. You go first.
My favorite is Belle,
Mm-hmm.
because she reads, and as you can see, I like books. I like lots of books, and I just like her. Followed closely by Jane, because I like Jane, because she's spunky and British.
And just really quick, our excuse for Jane is that technically Tarzan is the king of the jungle.
Yeah. And how about you? Your favorites?
My favorites are Snow White and Cinderella. I love Snow White because I'm very often kind of paired up with Snow White as, like, the Disney princess that I would most likely be. I don't know, I just like her. I like the original Disney princesses kind of better than the newer ones because I just like the pure goodness that the originals have to offer.
Now, my argument in response to that is that I don't mind the pure, kind-hearted, lovely princesses of early Disney. But I also am much more drawn to the ones that have more personality, like Belle and Jane. They're not classic Disney in that they have this very happy, kind, sweet, feminine ideal of a personality. They don't really have personality. So in my opinion, I think that characters like Belle retain all that fairy tale goodness of Cinderella and Snow White, but with an added dimension of having desires beyond love and romance. Like, because I think Belle, her whole song, she has her "I Want More" song in the very beginning of the movie, but I always interpret it as she wants more in general, and she's not really sure what that is necessarily. It doesn't necessarily mean that she wants to fall in love, and that's the only thing she wants in life. It could mean she wants to go out and have an adventure, and that might not include a romance, but she wants something other than puttering around her little town and everyone thinking her odd.
And she doesn't want a man with a big chin. Chins are important. We'll get to more chins later.
Now we're going to rank the princesses in our highly subjective opinion of most attractive to least attractive.
All of the Disney princesses are attractive. This is just our personal opinion.
Guess first.
Alright. So, my top favorite beautiful princesses. At the number 1 spot, we have Snow White and Cinderella. I picked them because I really like their soft features, and again, they've just kind of got that original goodness about them. Number 2 is Belle. I just think that Belle's beautiful brown eyes, just gorgeous. I think she's a really pretty young woman. 3, Rapunzel. At number 4 is Jane. At number 5 is Jasmine. Number 6 is Pocahontas. Number 7 is Aurora, and the reason why I didn't put Aurora up higher on the list is because she's so angular.
Pointy
and like
chins.
her pointy chin could take out an entire army.
That whole movie is full of people with pointy chins because Maleficent's chin is ridiculously pointy, and not only it's not just pointy, but it protrudes and it's square.
Yeah.
It's very odd.
She could use it as like a
and
club.
she has horn, and the fairies too.
Yeah.
Have pointy
Sleeping
chins.
Beauty is a very pointy movie. At number 8 we have Meg. Number 9 we have our girl Tiana. And then at the number 10 spot we have the Gingers of the Disney kingdom, Ariel and Merida. And the reason why both of them are kind of down there is because Ariel annoys me. She really does. I think that's the reason why Ursula is my favorite Disney villain. And I don't know Merida that well because
you haven't seen it yet. I put Belle and Jane at the top of my list, and it's funny because they're actually really similar. And then I put Cinderella because she is quite lovely, and she's lovely even when she's in rags, which is a great plus. It's very difficult.
It's hard to be lovely.
She's lovely mopping the floor amidst millions of bubbles.
But she does have a lot of help in the morning by her animal friends because she needs help getting dressed in the morning apparently. Because they bring in her apron and her hair ribbon. And
she was the wealthy daughter of the house before the stepsisters came, so she obviously had servants, which is another thing. There are no servants in any of these. That movie. Never ever.
Yeah.
The closest thing to the servant is the princess steward.
That makes... Whoa! I never thought of that before.
I know, right? Which is why they have Cinderella, because they fired all the servants.
I guess
so she could do all the work.
And they don't have to pay her, so it's economically sound.
Number 3 is Aurora, despite her pointy chin.
It's a very pointy chin.
I don't... Just 'cause.
I think
she has lovely hair. Number 5 for me is Megara. Just because she's so sassy. And then Tiana.
Oh, girl, Tiana! She's like...
You're lower. She's lower on your list than mine.
Yeah.
I like Tiana. She's just... She got soul, girlfriend.
Yeah.
Number 7 for me is Kira, or Princess Kiarakash, from The Lost City of Atlantis, which she did not include on her list because she hasn't seen the movie.
Another part of the 12.5% of Disney movies.
So I didn't think it was fair to make her put her in there when she's not familiar with her at all.
Yeah.
Following Kira is Ariel, because she does not annoy me as much. And then number 9 is a tie between Jasmine and Pocahontas.
Pocahontas! Where eventually I'm going to try to draw a Pokemon version of the princesses.
And we cannot remember the name of Pocahontas' raccoon, so if you know, tell us in comments.
Please. We cannot remember the raccoon.
Number 10, I put Merida because she's so young, and even though I love her wild, crazy ginger hair, it's not exactly beautiful in the typical sense. In the bottom spot, at number 11, is Snow White. And I don't like her.
I get it. I get it because in the original animation style for Disney, none of the female characters had a lot of particular depth to their face.
So that is our favorite Disney princesses, and in order of most attractive.
Yes. And, like, Cinderella and Snow White happen to be my favorite of, like, just in general, and I think Belle and Jane just happen to be your favorite in general. So
based on all factors, personality, looks, whether their movie is our favorite or not, all those things.
Which is weird, because my favorite Disney princess movie is actually Beauty and the Beast.
Really?
Yes.
I think that's probably my favorite Disney princess movie as well. Because I don't... Actually, no. Actually, yes. We have a special story to talk about, don't we?
Yes. You may remember a movie that came out in
1985
by the title of The
Black Cauldron.
Yes, The Black Cauldron technically in fact, definitely has a princess. But nobody remembers this movie because it was in the 1980s.
It was very small.
It wasn't that much of a hit. It was really creepy for a Disney film. It has a princess.
Princess Eilonwy.
Yes.
And she has the floating little gold light.
The little gold light.
She's quite lovely.
She's got the princess voice. And also we've got our Disney prince, Taran. Although he's
actually a pig keeper. But
he's a pig keeper, and they never technically get married, but he's a hero.
He has the nobility of a prince.
He has the nobility of a prince.
And
he
he's
saves his woman and his pig. Not in that order. We didn't put her on our list of beautiful princesses because she's the princess that time forgot, so she's kind of in her own category.
Flipping your fins, you don't get too far. Legs are required for jumping, dancing, strolling along down a... What's that word again? Street. Up where they walk, up where they run, up where they stay all day in the sun. Wandering free, wish I could be part of